Coffee Doug here, Saturday Rough Cuts. It is a pleasure to see you, my fine friends. It's been a little while. Right now the Wizards and myself were working through some issues, so I do plan on being back, and I miss you guys a lot. We've just got stuff that we're working out. So that's why you haven't seen me for a while, but you will see me intermittently, if that's the right way to use this word. I'm drinking Budweiser, and Mr. Kenneth Wilkerson and old JP from the documentary that I'm about to review will appreciate this, because they had a really funny scene in that documentary with Budweiser. And it made me want one, so you sold ones, dude. Good job. That's a good Budweiser. The documentary that I am reviewing this week is Nova Rex Ain't Easy Bein' Cheesy. It is the real-life exploits of glam band Nova Rex. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you because you could read it for yourself when you buy the DVD or when you watch it. It's directed by Dean Robinson, and basically Jay of the Wisest Wizards, he had been talking to Kenny Wilkerson, the bass player, and I'm pretty sure he's the producer and a bunch of other credits on this DVD. They had been talking back and forth online, and he just asked us to check this out and to see what we thought of it. So Jay and I just finished watching it right now. It's the documentary about a 80s hair band, essentially, rock band, that is up and coming and doing pretty well and really loving what they do. And the things that they hit, I don't even want to say like the problems they ran into, because you don't think of it as a like behind the scenes VH1. I guess this documentary was made around 2011, and it sounds like Kenny Wilkerson, the bass player, and JP, the guitar player and the writer of a lot of the songs, got back together to do a greatest hits. They were in the band Nova Rex. They had a great time playing. They never made it stadium arena huge or anything, but they had a really good time, and they definitely had more than they needed when they were on the road, and seemed to live a pretty crazy life. Here's what I liked about it. Here's what I really found cool about this documentary. I knew nothing of the band. Man, that beer's tasty. I knew nothing of the band, and I had never heard any of their music. And that's not uncommon. There's tons of music out there. I think that made me appreciate it more because I wasn't already a fan, so they really kind of had to sell me in this documentary. The documentary is a little lower budget, so it's not going to be like state-of-the-art or nothing, and that's fine. You don't need that with a documentary. What you're getting here is a couple of guys really talking about their passion and talking about how much fun they had. Some of the stories that they get into, it's not like where you see a hair band, a real popular band like Aerosmith or something, talking about the stuff they did. You get to like, some of the stories they go into are really funny, and they're very real, and you can tell they're just regular guys that got to like live this wild and crazy life for a while. And they play some of the music, and they got a lot of old stock photos and footage that you get to see. The director did a really good job of having each interviewee, each person, complement each other well. Like you would have one guy talking about, something to do with the band doing this, and another guy talking about the fashion of that time and why they picked this and why they did that, and another person just talking about like just a rare detail that a lot of times you don't hear bands talk about when they do those behind the scenes documentaries. You just don't hear them talk about some of the most just detailed bullshit that you never really think of, but that happens on the road. So I really like that. It was very informative. Some nitpicky things just to kind of complain about a little bit. It's the sound for some of the footage. Like they would have people, they would be interviewing people or show old stock interviews, and you could not understand what the people were saying. So my only recommendation with that is, like, I didn't try subtitles, but I think the DVD should have come with subtitles on that. But it's still really cool. Some of the ones that are even harder to hear, it's cool to see some of the old TV shows that they were on and stuff. So that's just being nitpicky. And once in a while, it's a little confusing. Like, I don't understand what they're talking about. Like, it's cool to hear their stories, but you could tell maybe they were in the middle of a longer story or a longer rant where they're just, really talking about something kind of crazy, and they just edited it in. and I would have liked to have heard more, maybe. So it would be cool, like a DVD where you could actually see the whole thing that they were talking about. But I understand you got to have edits and shit like that. That's just the way it goes. Yeah, overall, it's a good documentary to watch about a band, and I haven't checked out any of their music yet, because like I said, we just watched it, and the reason I wanted to put this up on Rough Cuts is because it's actually airing on the documentary channel tomorrow, which is August 12th. You'll have to look at what time. It looked like it could be anywhere between 3 and 6 a.m., depending on where you're at, but I'm sure you could just DVR it or whatever. It's on the documentary channel, or you can go on their website, which was quantumrecords.com. Maybe Jay will put that up somewhere. And it has their discography, all of their CDs that they've done, and it has this DVD for sale. I think it's fairly cheap. And some of their CDs are out of print and out of stock and a little harder to find. And I found some on Amazon and eBay that were selling for a little bit up there. So, yeah, kind of cool. I really liked it. I wish I would have found some vinyl from them. If anybody knows if they did any vinyls that I can get a hold of, I couldn't find any online. But check out their websites. Check out the DVD, A Hair Metal Rockumentary by Dean Robinson. And they get some of the guys back to talk about their crazy years in the band. Until next time, I'm Coffee Doug. Leave me comments. I'll write you back. Thank you.